Aquarius, happy birthday. What a great season it is now that the first few days are over. It's okay. It's going to be really great. There's some restructuring, sure. But from now, the 3rd, the night of the 2nd actually, to the 16th, you can weave your romantic web however you like. And that is a relief because a lot of you, although feeling great, have been a bit lonely. The sun is your planet of relationships, and it visits you now and brings you a sort of charm and magnetism that is very difficult to resist. If you feel like being with someone, just leave your house. Ah, very nice. Ace of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, King of Swords. Happy birthday to you. It's wonderful. The vibes are so good. The money aspect I like the best because it was about to roll off my tongue next that money will come to you in just the most wonderfully unexpected ways, more so than usual. And it has been kind of a windfall, but also expenses have been coming out. This is now so much money coming in that the expenses are evened out or completely gotten rid of. So it's a different kind of money is what I'm trying to say. And then 6 of Wands. So we go from the windfall to a notoriety, a success, a fame. We've talked about that before, but now the fame is backed up. Now the notoriety, now the attention is backed up with solid earnings. And you are feeling very much like your best self if you are availing the opportunities that lead to this chain reaction. Now, what if you're not? What if you're thinking, okay, that's great for the few Aquarians who are doing really well, but I, Ember, am not doing really well, and that's not resonating. Well, 1, wait for the money. And 2, sort out the love. We know Sagittarius has had a time of it. We know their world has been falling apart emotionally. If you have been a part of that, something to look at, perhaps something to revisit. If you were in a pretty intense relationship with a Sag or a Gemini, that person really would like to come back around. And I know that's probably the last thing you want to hear. But especially if this is a Gemini moon, but not having you in their life has begun to take a toll in a way that swings them back around to you. What you want to do with that, of course, is up to you. Now, if we're looking just in terms of personal development, the Temperance card in the Tower, it reminds me, if we were to switch divinatory tools for a second, it reminds me of the I Ching, where the hexagram, the well, is not the well. It's about a pot cooking over fire. And if the fire is turned up too hot, the water will all evaporate. And if it's too low, nothing will happen at all. You're trying to find the balance now between a live current that's running through your life and will continue to for the next year, and trying to maintain some semblance of a normal life. Especially when it comes to romance, that's not easy. So, how do we temper your need for absolute freedom with your also very obvious need to be in love and be loved and understood which is what the Gemini card is a card of understanding, as well as the lovers, as well as the twins, as well as that overarching, again, angel figure, both here and here. The protection afforded the teenagers of the zodiac, the protection afforded by those that stand across from the teenagers of the zodiac. That sort of specialness that Geminis often feel like they're the spoiled child of the zodiac because they can get away with so much. You have that magic right now. And the abandonment, whatever it was tied to, it doesn't have to be romantic, it could just as easily be financial. There is a big opportunity to remedy it. Now, some of you are still stunned from what I said before about what if this ex comes back into your life. If it's someone that you can't seem to stop thinking about, especially when you're, just doing your routine every day, if it's something or someone that just keeps popping into your mind all the time, this is the month that they show themselves back into your life. And how you approach them will have everything to do with the amount of value that you have gained since they last saw you. How much you now believe in yourself compared to how you were since the last time you had business dealings with them. It applies to everything. The thing that I believe is that how you do one thing is how you do everything. King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Love goes swimmingly, but mostly because you believe in yourself. The Moon and the Devil. We have the full moon in Leo coming up, and we have Saturn that will move into your sign later this year. It is a time of great insight and of change, and the change is fundamental. Things that you probably don't want to see, especially when it comes to managing your money. Things that you don't want to talk about, especially when it comes to your partner. And what you really feel needs to change with them that you don't want to say to them. And how you take all of that and how you use your superpower to save the day, save your own life in a joyous way, in a beautiful way, in a way that just breeds more togetherness and more hard work and more manifestation and more of what you love most, which is heartfelt purpose. It's beautiful. You're beautiful. Happy birthday. I love you so much. Special shout out, Lola Coca. We love you. Lola, we love you. Happy birthday. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to the second part of your reading. It is the same evening. It's been just like a half an hour since I did the first part. I really feel these vibes. February 3rd is big for you guys. It is now officially February 3rd. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. I am going to have to explain why I've been awake all night. And I don't really know what I'm going to say because I don't have a reason. I did your reading and it just energized me so much. I will be drinking water throughout. I suggest you do the same. Your season can be a bit dry. So let's start with this wonderful first card for your birthday reading. Ta-da! How lovely. Excuse me. So, unexpected wins, unexpected gains, unexpected opportunities that lead to victorious moments that you can hold on to for a lifetime. You know those moments that make you go, wow, this is what I always wanted. There it is. Now, does that come to you just in February? No. The Ace of Pentacles here implies that the means are given to you to create that which will produce the Six of Wands moment, the Nine of Pentacles, affluence and abundance, and the personal satisfaction of your favorite King of Swords. If Libra is the Queen of Swords, which she is, Aquarius is definitely King of Swords. So great. And now, in stark contrast, line 2, or week 2. Now, we must remember that we have some retrogrades coming up. And they are not going to be particularly easy on the love department. So we go from the first week where you are so magnetic, or not even the first week, the first 2 weeks where you are so magnetic, it's insane. You can accomplish so much in the love and emotional development department, but also, as is often the case, money is attracted to you because you're in that state. And by stark contrast, around the 16th, things take a turn and everything is confusing. And that confusion will inevitably lead to certain structures falling that need to fall, but also showing you where you don't exhibit enough temperance, where you need to be a bit less black and white. We've often talked about how you can be very binary. And temperance, Sagittarius, is definitely the card, definitely the archetypal energy of one who knows how to find the middle, like the water flowing between those two cups. So wherever you are too rigid, temperance shows you that moment, gives you an opportunity to change it, and has been, probably for a while. But now here in the 3rd week of February, the Tower says, well, you've been given due notice, you didn't change it, here, let's change it real quick, because we have a schedule to keep. This train is always on time. Let's mix all the metaphors together. And then the Eight of Swords. Inevitably, when we do not act in time, in step with the universe is forced to act on our behalf, and we are often left reeling, feeling alone, hurt, blinded, isolated by it. Now, the fun thing about astrology is, now you know in the 3rd week, something you've been wrangling with for a while is going to come up. So deal with it during the lucky part. Right? Deal with it in the first 2 weeks. Because the Tower can also be sudden, really good change if you know why it's happening. Right? So there are ways around it, or better yet, through it. And then we move to the big payoff, the Lover's card, and the Eight of Pentacles. On the other side of the Tower, and the inevitable remorse that can come with those moments, is a chance at meshing your love and your work in a way that is so beautiful, in a way that so easily brings your black and white sides together, King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. That you have this uncanny sense of completeness, which is a lot to feel for an Aquarian who cannot be bound. So feeling complete is outside of the realm of possibility, right? Uranus is the planet associated with Aquarius. Uranus is on the outside of the boundaries of Saturn. It's in the outer limits. It is boundless. So for something that embodies, someone who embodies that energy, to feel even the slightest bit complete is rare, if not just laughable. And yet, So easy if someone would just understand the black and white of it all. Because I don't think people get that you don't need it to be one all the time. You just need people to understand that it's both all the time. You are, after all, for all your rigidity, the most open-minded of signs. And again, we run into that paradox. Why? I think Aquarians like to live by a set of absolutes, universal truths. And in that way, you are very black and white. And in that way, I think we all need to appreciate you. But outside of those absolute known philosophical truths, you are without limit and can absorb and understand just about anything. I would be remiss not to mention that there is quite a lot of the Aquarian population that has really been going through it. And if we're going to be really honest, has probably been going through it for a few years. It only takes one bad relationship to really throw most people off, especially you guys. So this Mercury retrograde coming around is going to be asking you to heal things that I don't think that you're ready to bring up and look at to heal. Or if you're still in the midst of the Tower moment, and maybe you have been for a while, it's pouring even more energy into it. Remember, the retrograde is just the planet being closer to us. Don't let the name fool you. It has nothing to do with that. Whatever you're thinking, retro, backwards, well, everything goes backwards. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do that at all. It gets closer to us. The planet is closer to us. Its energies are amplified. And perhaps that second line there are not energies that you want amplified. And yet, the moon promises you that they will be. And all the planets in Capricorn, and then Saturn later moving into your sign, promise that not only will they be brought up, but they will also be talked about, explained, organized, filed away, and forgotten about. As is the Capricorn way, as is then shown by the Ace of Swords. But fear not, for the beginning is beautiful, and the purge in the middle is beautiful in its own way, and the fruition in the third line is also beautiful, even if it is not completely bloodless. And then you are left with nothing but promise. 10 of Wands and 2 of Cups. The promise of purpose and feeling. And the opportunity to mesh them both in a really beautiful way. Ah, what a reading. Happy birthday. Let's get into the extended right now, yeah? Love you.